first thing is having courage. Now, courage is one of these interesting things that, we define it as courage, but to me, it's not really courage that is required. It's the desire to do things God's way and to live in harmony with God's truth and God's love that gives me courage. It's my desire to do things in harmony with God's truth and God's love that draws me into doing things even under the most difficult or extreme of circumstances. And I feel that's what will also help you have courage. So the qualities of faith are very important to courage, and quality of desiring truth at all costs. Getting inside of yourself a feeling, getting to have a feeling where you desire God's truth no matter what happens to you. No matter how you're attacked, no matter how your life turns out, you're going to focus your attention on God's truth and getting God's truth. And that's going to lead you through so many things if you have that quality of desiring God's truth at any cost. The irony is, the cost will only be all of your creations that are out of harmony with God's laws. Unfortunately, that's probably most of what you've done up to now. Does that make sense to you? Because God's laws are all about deconstructing any creation that has been created that has been out of harmony with the law, out of harmony with love. And the majority of our creations are out of harmony with love. And so they will be destroyed. God purposefully wants them to be destroyed. So they will be destroyed. And what you're left with is any creation you have engaged that's in harmony with God's love. That will be developed and it will grow. And some of them, it'll grow into immense things that if you engage it that way, many of your creations will last thousands of years on earth. You won't even be here, but your creations will still be here if you engage them in harmony with God's love, with God's laws. But if you engage your creations out of harmony with God's love and God's laws, sooner or later they're going to get destroyed. No matter how extreme they are and how big they are, they're all going to get destroyed. Right? Because they're out of harmony with God's love and God's laws. In the past, there's been empires that have been so large they've encompassed almost all the earth. And because they were out of harmony with God's love, you don't even know of them now. We don't even see them anymore. Right? And yet at one point in time, historically, they encompassed almost the entire known world of mankind. Right? God's love and God's laws destroy creations that are out of harmony with love. So we've got to be comfortable with that process. But where we're not comfortable is this creation, which is what we think is most of ourselves, this creation of sin, creating pain, creating false beliefs, creating global terror, creating facades, creating addictions, creating denial, this big monster of a creation, which is our and humanity, society and parents' creation all combined together, it has to be deconstructed. And all of God's laws are going to help you deconstruct it. So that's a good thing. God's laws are helping you do it. But it just depends on how you use your will, whether you're going to use your will in harmony with God's laws or not, to whether it will be deconstructed. And this is what you'll need courage to do this. You'll need courage because the world wants you to keep it. The world you live in wants you to keep it. And at some point, you're going to have to learn to live in the world without being a part of it. And if you think about it, those of you who have a religious background, that's exactly what I said to the first century Christians, is it not? They have to learn to be in the world without being of it, without being a part of it. And this is what you need to do. Being a part of it is you're afraid of it. You want to conform to it. All of its false beliefs and false definitions of love you absorbed in that place. But to deconstruct this, you're going to have to get rid of those beliefs and definitions of love. That's going to take courage. It's going to take a really strong desire within you to go against the flow. To go against the flow. Paul, you would like to ask?
My question is it your... I'm just trying to word this. Your love of God, is that mainly driven by the benefits that will come from that?
No, my love of God is mainly driven by knowing God's character and loving it. So it's not driven by selfish desires. I love God because of God's character. Like, isn't that why you'd love anyone?